And we're live. We are live, and I've got a microphone now. So I can talk to you all while I ride. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm probably not going to be looking at the chat that often because, I got to be watching the road, but I can talk now. So we'll see where that goes. Oh, we'll see where it goes. We will see where it goes. Right now I'm watching, as I'm going to be riding, I'm watching this practice session for the 6 Hours of Fuji coming up. Love endurance racing. Alright, let's get this set up. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so the last few days I've been playing Starfield, and I've been doing the same sort of thing in that game that I've been doing with this and TT Isle of Man, where I've been doing like an I die, I quit type of thing, but I don't know, I'm not totally enjoying the game. It's not exactly what I was expecting. It's too easy or something. That seems to be it. It's too easy. And then there are like moments where it's like much harder than it was before. So you can go around like killing a whole bunch of guys. You can like go into an area unprepared and kill like 10 guys, and then one of them, or I think I was playing the other day and I was going against this animal or something like that, and just randomly it was way more powerful than the other the other NPCs, and I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy it. Definitely not for the that I die I quit sort of way of playing it. I don't even know if I'm gonna continue playing it in single player, if I'm being honest. I made it like halfway through Fallout 4 before I got bored with it, and this game, Starfield, feels very similar to that. So I might play it on my own. I might not. I don't know. But for now, I'm just going back to the old classic Rims Racing right here. Now this is a game that I do love. Love this game. And I especially love the skills for this game. It's an RPG. This game is an RPG, and it's one of the best, also one of the best motorcycle simulators that you can buy. It's close to GP bikes level as far as like physics go. And then you've got all these frickin' upgrades that you can. It's insane. You got all this that you can customize. It's beautiful. Alright, so I've already been through all that though. I've gone through it in my streams where I didn't have a mic. So I'm not gonna go through them again this time. But I do want to switch my headlights. I got the yellow ones a bit ago. I thought the yellow would be a little nicer to look at. but they're not as bright. And I do want bright headlights. So let's do that real quick. There we go. Change them. I think I was using these ones a while ago. White light beam provides a neutral and balanced light. Pretty much the same thing. Let's try the white one. I might try the blue one for my next ride. We're not putting a license plate holder on here. All right. Let's ride. I'm gonna put on some music. Oh man, I recently bought this headset that I'm actually speaking to you on right now. I had originally gotten some cheap pair of Razors, but the mic wasn't compatible with Xbox, so I couldn't use it at first. I got a new one just a week ago or something like that. This Xbox brand headset, so I knew the mic was going to be compatible. But the beautiful thing with it is you can connect two inputs to the Bluetooth at the same time. So I've got my Xbox. I don't know if you can do more. I don't know if I could also connect to my laptop at the same time. But I got my Xbox connected to these headphones and my phone, and so I can have the game audio coming through and the audio on my phone, and it doesn't come through on stream, so I can listen to music and all you are left out, and I can also upload these copyright free. So that's freaking awesome as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's start with this track. We'll go reverse all the way up, and then we'll go back down. And it's dark outside right now, so you already know it's going to be nighttime. Night ride. Alright. We got night going. We got, I'm thinking, I've been riding on pristine asphalt for the last 8 streams or however many that I've done in this game. I don't want to get used to that. I want to get used to having either this corrugated or this fatigue cracking asphalt because, you know, nothing's perfect in the real world. Perfect condition. Corrugated asphalt has ripples in it that are perpendicular to the traffic direction, which makes maintaining tire grip very difficult. Fatigue cracked asphalt has little cracks in it, which creates dangerous, irregular areas where maintaining tire grip is more difficult. So is that more difficult than the very difficult described here? Or did they just put this in a weird order where the hardest road to ride is in the middle, and then the medium is on the very right here? This one has more cracks in the little picture here, so I'm going to say it's probably the hardest. This one's the hardest, this one's medium. It's going to be dangerous. I'm going to have to go slow. That's fine. I've gone slow for like all these frickin' streams, and no one's watching them, so I don't think it matters very much anyway. But yeah, we'll do this, and then maybe every once in a while I'll throw one of these fatigue cracking options in here and see if that improves. Improves or makes things more difficult. We'll determine it down the road. But let's stick with this. Let's get used to that. Yeah, let's get used to it. I think that will be very valuable. Okay, we all ready? We all ready? We're all ready. Let's start my music. I've been making a nice playlist lately for cruising. Been listening to it while I've been streaming. And hope to one day play it through very large speakers on a motorcycle in real life. But that day is not yet. Okay. Are we all good? Are we all good? Tuning. Man, tuning is a whole beast that I still have yet to get into. I was playing around with suspension in TT3 a while ago, and I feel like it made my bike a lot more fun to ride, but I still don't. I have like no idea what any of this stuff does. I got a book on it. I want to read the book. I haven't read the book yet. Suspension is weird though. Suspension is like there are like three different well, all of these, you know, you think they'd be talking about the same thing, just like how much the spring acts, but it's like how much it acts in certain directions and how hard the spring is and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole. And then gear ratios, I don't know what gear ratios mean. Tire pressure, still haven't played around with tire pressure yet. Yeah, those are journeys that we'll have to undertake coming up here soon. Tires fine. I'm so excited to get into the actual career of this game. My gosh. Okay. I like having a mic. I like being able to talk. Alright, I'm not going to be looking at the chat. It's like way over to the right over here. Let's see if I can make that a little easier to see. Because if someone does talk, I want to be able to react to them. Just don't want it to be too distracting. Lots at stake. Lots at stake with these streams. I don't want to quit Twitch here. Okay. I think that's as good as it's gonna get, and I'm just hoping that whoever joins will stick around until I respond to them. I'll do a quick glance. I think every once in a while, maybe stop or something. All right, we'll figure that out. Let's put that there. Okay. Here we go. Real quick too. I'm gonna get a blanket so that my arms are a little cushioned. It's not cutting off circulation or anything. Okay. That should be a little bit better. There we go. I love this game. We're just doing a nice peaceful night cruise tonight. Just gonna be getting used to talking while I'm riding. Having a couple things to focus on. I think definitely if I'm gonna be riding a bit faster at any point, if I'm racing or something, I'm definitely gonna turn the mic off, but I think it's gonna be a good addition for these slower rides where I'm just cruising for a couple hours. I think it's definitely going to help my riding too, because I can sort of like talk myself through different mistakes that I'm making and stuff like that, or different, like intuitions that I'm having. I can sort of make a mental note of it and have it be recorded. Yes, I like this. I just saw a video posted earlier today from Two Wheel Family on YouTube, which is a channel I freaking love that channel. I just found them a few months ago, but they posted a video where they found like one of their subscribers that had a ZX10, which is this bike, and they were riding it around, and maybe want to buy one of these babies in real life. Love Kawasaki's. I love these headphones. Got music playing, got the bike playing. Little Phoenix just came on. If anyone's listening to this on YouTube, feel free to drop your favorite riding music in the comments, or just your favorite like bands or artists or anything. I'm obsessed with music and I'm always looking for new shit. I like any genre. Man, I should have gotten a mic sooner. I was just sort of cruising around in TT. Oh, it's on. I was just cruising around in TT Allenham 3 a couple days ago, and man, there's this whole thing with like leaning and bikes and stuff. Since I've never ridden one, so I don't understand how to lean. That's going to be like the main thing that I'm going to have to learn when I do actually start riding, is like how to lean, how to like meld my body with the bike, because all the inputs I'm pretty confident with. Like, I understand how the throttle works, I understand front and rear brake pretty well. I don't really understand clutch that well, just because like you can't have there's so much weird stuff with the controller, and trying to find enough continuous inputs that you can have with it. Like I've got my front brake on my right trigger where it would be on a motorcycle, rear brake on the left trigger, because I've seen some people do that. Like I know Peter Hickman runs his rear brake on the left handlebar, like where the clutch would normally be. Stunt riders will do that too, but yeah, I find being able to make tiny adjustments to the rear brake as you're going through corners and stuff is so useful, so useful, way more useful than having like a clutch assigned on my controller to like a trigger or a thumbstick or something like that, where I can use that sort of continuously and not just like a butt. Right now my clutch is mapped to my left bumper, and so it's just like on or off, right? Like on right now, and it just like clips off like that. What was I saying? So yeah, with lean angle and stuff like that, I've got a pretty good handle on all the different inputs other than the clutch. And so the lean angle is the last sort of thing that I really have to learn as far as motorcycle inputs go. And I've found that the old school technique where you're almost leaning more with your butt and your hips than you are with your shoulders, which is sort of like the shoulders out modern technique that you see with like all the MotoGP riders and stuff like that. And I think there are definitely some MotoGP riders that I've seen that have evolved that technique a little bit and do look like they are using a bit more old school or something. And I'm gonna throw on that bluer headlight, see if I prefer that. Yeah, but as I was saying, so this lean angle stuff. Yeah, like the newer. Yeah, let's change that headlight real quick. So I'm gonna go on this tangent real quick. Okay. Lights change. OEM. Let's see how I like that. Okay. 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 Night. Corrugated. Start. Yeah, so the shoulders out thing, it doesn't make sense when, like, in these games when it's like programmed in the animation, the weight, this how the rider throws their weight around and stuff. It makes much less sense to me how shoulders out works compared to old school where you're using your hips to lean the bike over. And maybe that's just because I'm not riding at high enough speeds yet where shoulders out would actually make more sense. Like I've been sort of thinking that, like, if I were traveling sort of at race speeds in these games, then the shoulders out just might make more sense. Old school just seems so much more natural. It seems to make sense. So I don't know. It's something I definitely want to play around with when I get it back in real life. Like, thankfully in this game, you can change your riding style to old school, and that's what I've got going right now. But with TTI Lament 3, that game doesn't let you change your riding style, so those are all shoulders out. And that's partially why I've avoided it over the last 10 or so streams, is I can't change my riding style, and old school just makes that much more sense to me. I don't like this light, by the way. I'm going to change it back to that white one. Yeah. Yeah, so thankfully in this game you can, like, I've got old school going right now. I've changed to third person, which I never do. See, like, he sort of, it's the butt first, and one thing about old school that I like is it leaves your forearms sort of in position, you know, like your forearms don't really change angle that much. And so in my mind, that sort of means that, like, that should give you more more ability to, like, sense what's going on with the front tire, you know. And yeah, in my mind, that would seem to translate to, like, better riding. But I don't know, maybe, well, not maybe, definitely the MotoGP riders and stuff, they're just at such a high freaking level that I'm sure they don't really need that much sensation in the front wheel. They just sort of know what's going on. I don't know. We'll definitely see. We'll see. Yes. It's a good song by Max Cooperon right now that I'm listening to. He makes very good music videos. Very trippy. I brought that whole lane angle thing up for another reason too. I was playing TTI Lament 3, and I was actually riding pretty fast because I wasn't doing this I crash, I quit thing. I was just messing around, and so you see this tuck in and tuck out thing. That's as close as you can get to sort of having a customizable lane angle, like in GP bikes. That other moto game that I'd like to start streaming soon. Very good simulator, but it allows you to assign rider lean to a different thumbstick or to a different control than handlebar angle, if that makes sense. So, like in my control setup, I've got a handlebar steering angle assigned to my right thumbstick. And then I've got rider lean assigned to my left thumbstick. So, where in this game I've got look assigned to the left and steering assigned to my right. That one you can assign this look one. You can assign lean to the other thumbstick. And so I was playing around with, you know, like leaning out while turning instead of leaning to the inside. I was playing around with how your not rider elevation, you know, that's not the right word. What is it? Just like your rider height, whether you're tucked in or tucked out. I was playing around with how that affected your ability to steer, and if it made you steer tighter if you were leaned into your motorcycle, that sort of thing. And in this game, the tuck in, tuck out sort of thing that you can do, that's the closest that you can get to having a custom rider lean. And so it's the same thing in TT Element 3, made by the same people who make this game, Rims. So I've got my controller set up the same for both games. And I was playing around with this tuck feature in the middle of corners. I'm not going to do it here because I'm not that good with it. It's a little dangerous and you have to use it at high speeds, but I was noticing some cool steering effects that you can do with it. Like if you're in the middle of a corner and you're tucked in, if you tuck out, it will shift the weight of the motorcycle and sort of like kick the rear wheel out, so you can get an even more pronounced sort of like skid of the rear tire and make your corners that much tighter if you use the tuck out at the right time. Really, really interesting. Hopefully that stays night. But yeah, I'm very excited to get better at that and start using that in these streams. Alright, let's go. Turn my music up a little bit, got some Flume Left Alone playing right now. I was playing Starfield over the last couple days on Twitch with this mic. I sort of use that as like a practice with the mic, and it felt very unnatural. But this feels much more natural. I feel like I could almost do a sort of like solo podcast type of format with this. See, I'm really into philosophy. I'm into like the study of religion. I'm into all sorts of different things that I would love to talk about. Just like with an endless stream of consciousness type of thing. And I think that this series is a beautiful, beautiful vehicle for that sort of thing. Sort of talk about stuff that I'm reading or something like that. I also do a lot of studying of motorcycle, the way that they dynamics and stuff like that, the way that the physics, the way that physics act on motorcycles and stuff like that. So being able to talk through all my ideas surrounding that as I'm actually doing it would be very cool. I was also thinking a bit ago that I might start practicing some sort of instrument, and I think it might be kind of interesting to sort of record those practice sessions and then just play them in the background of these streams when I post them on YouTube. So once I get a computer that can actually run Premiere, because my current freaking laptop will not run Premiere. I mean, come on, right? I don't know if there's like a less CPU intensive video editor out there that I could use. There probably is. I just haven't been bothered enough to look into it. But yeah, once I can start editing these VODs, then I'll get a better microphone for recording my voice, and I'd like to start practicing some sort of instrument, probably the drums, and sort of pairing those practice sessions with these VODs when I upload them on YouTube. I think that'd be very, very interesting. Just hanging off that rear brake right there. Rear brake is so freaking cool, man. Nobody talks about it. I see all these Canyon Chaser videos. Amazing YouTube channel. Canyon Chasers. He always talks about how you can trail brake with the front brake in corners to sort of maintain traction and turn your bike where you want it to go, so that you're not, you know, like heading into oncoming traffic if you misjudge a corner or something. But it never talks about rear brake, and I don't know if that's just because, well, I've never ridden a motorcycle, so I could be talking shit, but I don't know if that's because rear brakes are just so badly tuned in real life that, like, out of the factory, you never want to use them because they just lock up the rear tire so easily. I've heard stuff like that. Or if you know, it's just not that widely used in the motorcycle community as a whole. I don't know. I've found the rear brake to be incredibly useful and incredibly safe in these streams. The way that Raceward Studio has programmed them in this game makes them extremely useful. You can almost crank down totally on the rear brake and it'll be safe. No locking, no nothing. I don't know. Good on that. We're good on that. I gotta remember that freaking corrugated pavement, especially for this one. Ding, ding, ding. Love a night ride. Love a night ride. Hold on a second. I'll take a little sip of Gatorade. A little sip of Gatorade. Not sponsored by Gatorade. Come. And we're off. We are off. About 40 minutes into our first riding stream with a mic. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving the mic. The streams were way too silent without the mic. What was I thinking? Should have just bought the Xbox brand and like as soon as I figured out that the Razer didn't work, I should have just done it. But I was slipping. I was tripping on it. I just didn't do it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Love the mic. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2. Mic check. Don't go outside the lines. I'm so freaking excited to start racing in this game. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to like make money and be able to buy all those actual upgrades and stuff like that and really get into this game. Understand tuning and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would be so fun. Bethesda can make Starfield all they want. I don't think they're gonna end up touching this game for me. That's such a shame, man. I've been excited for Starfield since people were talking about it in like 2016 and stuff like that. And like 7 years of hype. I've deliberately not watched trailers and not watched portions of those like showcases that they had at E3 and stuff. Deliberately avoided them so that I wouldn't spoil the game for myself. And I don't even think I'm gonna end up playing it that long, you know. I might just for the story, because the gunplay and stuff is fun enough, you know. It's just, I don't know, they're not in their element anymore, Bethesda. I don't know. I hope that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be in a different direction. I do. I hope they take it. Oh, I gotta change these headlights. I hope they take it that different direction with it, because Fallout 4 and Starfield feel just too easy. Too easy. It's like too fluid. The gunplay is like too fluid or something. Maybe it's like too much auto assist aiming or something. It's too fluid. It needs a bit more clunkiness to it. I don't know what it is. It's like it's like all the guns are plastic or something. Like there's no real weight to any of the guns. I know that's a strange gripe to have, but that's how I feel. Like with this bike here, you can feel, oh, you can feel the weight of this bike getting around this corner, getting up these hills and stuff like that. The weight is there. But with those Starfield guns and those Fallout 4 guns, especially the knives, like I was playing a couple days ago, playing Starfield, and I was doing this thing where I had to be like stealthy and save some hostages. And I got my knife out, and it was just like you were cutting through water when you were like cutting the main bad guys. You know, you're just cutting water. There was no resistance. There was no. It didn't feel real, you know. Something about it didn't feel right. Didn't feel real in some way. I don't know. Compared to Skyrim, I've played many thousands of hours of Skyrim. Compared to Skyrim, it did not feel right. I almost would have, like, I very much enjoyed playing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And the gunplay in those games was the clunkiest fucking shit. It was so clunky, but it was interesting, you know. It was interesting, and it made you want to use VATS and stuff like that. And that was a cool. That was a cool like dual system that they had going, where it was like unbelievably clunky gunplay and bad gunplay and stuff, mixed with the ability to stop time and like circumvent the gunplay in favor for like a proper ballistic attack and stuff like that. That was fucking interesting, you know. But even then, the clunky shooting was still, like, you could still use it, and it was still interesting if you didn't use VATS and didn't stop time and stuff like that. Yeah, like it was still interesting, and then yeah, with Fallout 4, it was so buttery smooth. It was way too buttery smooth. I don't know. They decided to go in the exact opposite direction. Maybe they were self-conscious about the shooting or something like that. I'm sure there was a lot of shit that was thrown around on the internet about the gunplay in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. But they should have just like kind of improved it a little bit. Not that much. But they went in the total opposite direction and just made an entirely new regime of gunplay. You know? It was way too smooth. There was so little challenge associated with using those guns. It was just point, and if you press the trigger enough times, the guy's dead, you know? I don't know. It definitely made VATS obsolete. Like, you know, there was no real time that you actually wanted to use VATS at that point, so including it in the game was kind of nothing more than like a callback that you'd experience once or twice to Fallout 3, and then you just wouldn't use it anymore. At least that was my experience. I'm sure if you upgraded it as a skill or something, then it would make it kind of useful. But it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary, and there was no real charm to it, you know. Yeah, this bike's got some weight to it. Turning these corners, you feel it. You know, you feel that. You don't feel the guns in Starfield. You don't feel the guns in Fallout. They're just little pellet guns, no matter their size. You know? Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful road. Nice and corrugated pavement that I don't notice the difference, which scares me. Oof. Man, I've been focusing so much on vision lately. I read this good book. Who's it by? Nick Einash. Einash? Something like that. I forget the name of the book. What's the name of the book? Not a Twist of the Wrist. What's the book? It's some like beginner motorcycle book or something. One of the first chapters is all about the eyes. I think it's called The Eyes Habit. That's the name of the chapter. And the eyes truly do have it. I've heard from him, I've heard from so many other motorcycle guys the importance of looking and how your eyes become in the bike's eyes, you know. And looking in the right place allows the bike to know its limits in a weird sort of way. There's been a few times, I don't know if they've happened while I've been on stream or if they've happened while I've just been practicing off stream. But I've almost, like I've been heading for a wall, like over there, and at the last second I'll like snap my head in the right direction, and I'll see the exit, or I'll see the right path in front of me, and the bike just like, the wheels know how much traction they have, and the bike knows how it needs to move. Very, very strange sensation. But looking is crucially important. And so I've just practiced looking on every single corner that I've been taking and stuff. I actually didn't start practicing looking until I started this stream series back in the first couple streams that I did on TT Otherman 3. Those were the first ones, were the first like play sessions that I ever assigned, that I ever did, where I assigned looking to one of the thumbsticks, and so I could look continuously. I should say I've got a excuse me. I've got an Xbox Elite controller, so I've got those paddles underneath the controller, which allows me to shift gears with my middle finger underneath the controller, so I can keep both my thumbs on the thumbsticks at all times. So I've got my throttle as pull down on the right thumbstick. Like right now I'm pulling down on the right thumbstick. That's my throttle. Steering is left and right on the thumbstick. Up is nothing. Up is nothing on the right thumbstick. It could be look up, because right now if I'm looking into a corner and my bike turns too much, the character will actually look down. Like, you can see it very slightly there. Like, the character looks down. It's weird. So I assigned this look up right here to my right bumper. And so that's just like an on-off switch, you know? So if I'm deep into a corner, I can go like this. And suddenly that'll let me see through the corner. But I might be able to assign that to up on the right stick. I don't know. Yeah, but then I've got looking on the left stick and tuck in on the left stick, and theoretically tuck out on the left stick. I don't know if... Yep, tuck out. See? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so you can definitely like play around with the controls with these motorcycle games to make it a lot easier. Because another thing that you learn if you read a lot of motorcycle books is that the inputs, and no input is like on or off, you know, it's all gradual. They all need to be continuous, you know, like the difference between 10% throttle and 30% throttle, and then 70 or 80 or 90% throttle is giant, you know. It could literally be the difference between crashing or staying on your wheels. And so you need those continuous inputs on your controller in order to drive the motorcycle as you would in real life, you know. And so you have to play around with all the continuous inputs that are at your disposal, you know. The only real button inputs that I have are shifting gears, and then this look up thing, right? Front brake is continuous, rear brake is continuous, throttle, steering, looking, leaning. Unfortunately, this tuck lean thing, it's either on or off in the game, so it doesn't really matter that it's assigned to a continuous input on my controller, which is kind of unfortunate. I would like if I could like sort of half tuck in or half tuck out or something like that, but you only get that with GP bikes, unfortunately. They could probably make a patch with that if I like was able to get into contact with Raceward or something like that. They could definitely patch that, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, we are 1 hour in. Let's keep on going. Keep on trucking. Keep on keeping on. Got some Flying Lotus playing right now. My favorite music artist. Probably my favorite artist, like all around. I think his stuff is, I dare say, better than any other art that I've ever experienced. That could be overselling him. There might be some movies that I enjoy more, but I don't know. I love that guy's art so damn much. Flying Lotus. And now I've got the game playing, featuring Kanye West. Wouldn't get far. I don't know how much I want to sing while I'm on the mic, because I've heard of people just singing and getting copyright struck. And I don't know if people do copyright strikes based off of AI, like scanning the videos, or if they've got people actually watching them. If they've got people watching them, then I am safe, because no music lawyer is going to watch this far in any universe, you know. Which is so if it's not AI, then like after an hour or something, I can just sing whatever the hell I want. But if it is, then I'm fucked. Right? I'm fucked in the ass. I'm getting sued. I'm getting ran around. You know. You know, I pretty soon everything's going to be AI, so I should just err on the side of caution and not sing, you know? Even if it's not AI right now, in 2 years it's going to be AI, and then I'm fucked, you know? I'm getting sued, I'm getting ran around. Oh, I love this game. I love this game. Wouldn't get far. I'm endangering myself right now. I'm bringing in legal strikes. Baby. But you know. Oh, I love this game. Oh, that's nice. Careful with it, though. Man, oh, this is another thing I've been reading lately. So, I've been reading this book by, what's his name? Some German guy. It's like Brutch or something. What's the guy's name? I'm gonna pull off up here and look at the book, because it's right next to me. I'll pull off right now. Let's see this. I've been reading this book by Bernd Spiegel. And it is called The Upper Half of the Motorcycle, and it is all about the psychology of riding and why motorcycles work based on evolutionary factors and the sort of pitfalls that you can fall into just through your thinking, right? And so this guy talks a lot about the experience of flow. And flow is a very, very, very cool psychological concept. I loved learning about it when I was first learning about it a few years ago. It's this experience that you can have when you're engaged in a very mentally taxing activity, such as motorcycling, such as any sport that you're playing, or any like skill-based job that you can have. Like I'm sure truck drivers or operators of any sort who operate large sort of complex machines, they can experience flow. You can experience flow in many ways too. Surfing, all sorts of stuff. But Bernd Spiegel talks about how in motorcycling, flow. Oh, I forgot to describe. It's where you sort of lose the feeling of time and space almost. It's where you're out. Hold on a second. I gotta pause my music because I can't listen and describe this at the same time. All right, so it's where you lose like a feeling of time and space, and your outputs, right? Your mental outputs just sort of like flow out of you based on the inputs that are coming in. So it's a very flowy state, right? You lose a sense of time, and you just sort of feel one with whatever you're doing. And I've definitely got that a number of times while playing these motorcycling games and while doing other stuff in my life and stuff like that. Writing, definitely. I feel like a sense of flow. I make art every now and then. I feel a sense of flow when I'm making that. But the interesting thing that Spiegel talks about is how dangerous flow can be when you're motorcycling, because it's sort of it's a euphoric sensation, so it makes you want to on motorcycles, it makes you want to ride faster. It makes you want to sort of push your limits a little bit, because you're like, man, I'm really flowing through this section of road or whatever. I feel one with my bike. I feel like I'm succeeding very, very well, right? I feel like I'm pushing my limits here. But it can be extremely deceptive because it can push your limits, and it can get you into areas of skill that you haven't explored yet. And so if you follow your flow too much while you're on a motorcycle or while you're doing any other potentially dangerous activity, then it can very easily lead to a bad crash and severe injury, And so I've sort of paid attention to that while I've been doing these streams and while I've been riding on my own and stuff like that. And whenever I feel that feeling of flow, I just back it off a little bit and make sure to pay attention to where I'm looking, right? Just sort of pay attention to the focal point that I'm trying to look at. And I try to sort of bring myself from that sort of more unconscious flowy state to a state of more judgment, right? So judging the distances, paying very close attention to the distance, to the point that I'm looking at. Like, can I emergency brake if I need to, right? Or can I go a little bit faster than I'm going right now? Like, is there enough open space between where the bike is and where I'm looking? And is there enough space to emergency brake if I need to? And I feel like that sort of grounds me very nicely when I'm in those flowy states. And it's really gotten me thinking, if flow is ever really that useful. It might. It feels very useful for art. It feels very useful for like supposedly safe activities like art making. But could it be that useful? Because it is very, very dangerous on motorcycles. And so that makes me think if it's bad for motorcycles, maybe it's bad for everything else too. Maybe flow should be approached with an air of caution. Maybe we need a little more consciousness involved in these flowy sorts of activities. It's definitely possible. Man, it's dark out. I still haven't changed my light. I'm gonna change my light. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna pull off real quick and restart my music because I paused it a little bit ago. Man, another interesting book in that, or interesting thing in that Spiegel book. There was a page where he printed the contact patches. Where he printed the contact patches on the page to their actual size, like the front wheel contact patch and the rear wheel contact patch. And they're like, you think, maybe they're the size of your hand or something. Then you hear every now and then like they're the size of a credit card, like both of them put together is the size of a credit card. That just seems unrealistic or something. But in this book, he printed the contact patches to their actual size, and they are they're like three. If you held your hand, so you've all got hands at home, I'm hoping, or access to a person with hands. For all of you amputees out there, I mean no offense at all. If you look at your hand and you sort of angle your fingers back so that they're so that you're like, if you set your palm down on a table, your fingers will be up from the table if you angle your hand in that way. And then you put your three index fingers together, like your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger. The area of that shape of those three fingers put together. Oh geez. Hold on a sec. Like, that's the size of the front contact patch, is those three fingers ending where your palm is, right at the very bottom knuckle of those fingers. That's the front contact patch. And then the rear one is just a little bit wider and sort of kind of reaches into your palm a little bit, and that's the frickin' size of it. So you've got one up front and one back. It's crazy how small that is. Like I was totally thinking like the back one should definitely be like the size of a hand, but it's not. It's like it's 3 fingers. It's crazy. Crazy when you think about it. All right, let's change these lights. Workshop. Inventory. Lights. Boom. Test ride. And we are going to, how do you say this? Carretera de la Calobra. Carretera de sa Calobra. Carretera de sa Calobra. What's that mean? I'm gonna look that up. Google. Carretera in English is road. Carretera de sa Calobra. Calobra in English. The Snake Road. Hell yes. The Snake Road. That is most definitely a Snake Road. That's metal as shit. Okay. The Snake Road. That's fucking awesome. I am fucking going there in real life. Holy shit. I've got to drive this road. Man, that's beautiful. No shortage of incredible roads to ride in Spain. Hell yes. Hell yes. That thing was beautiful in real life, man. Those mountains. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I gotta go there. I'm trying to go to Switzerland too. Oh, ride some of those Alps. Yes, please. Alright. Let's go. We got Aphex Twin playing. You already know. I'll turn up the volume a little bit. This little bit of road is so deceptive if you don't have depth perception. Wish they made this game for VR. Alright, into the darkness. Oh, I feel little bumps. I wonder if that's the corrugation in the road. I feel many little bumps. Gotta be careful. Ooh. I'm paying too much attention to the song right now. And to talking. I'm going too fast right now. I'm just cruising. I'm out for a night cruise. I'm not trying to go fast. Fast is for the daytime. Fast is for when you can see where you're going. Alright. Don't be too eager with it. Don't be too eager. Fast is for the daytime. Fast is for when you can see. Night is for cruising. Cruising and inching up switchbacks. Just inching. 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 Inching up the switchbacks. No singing. And I get copyright striked. Copyright struck. They do have AI that analyze your whole video. That's bullshit. We just gotta do it away with AI. We were doing fine without it. People, you know, life is harder, but, you know, people got by without it. We just gotta get rid of AI. I'm telling you right now, life is gonna be a lot more fun without it. But I tend to fall into agreement with Joe Rogan's ideas about AI. Joe Rogan talks about how it's sort of like this thing that we can't help but do because it is so damn valuable. It's almost as if we are a caterpillar making our own cocoon, which will birth AI as the proverbial butterfly, as a force of nature almost, and I cannot see how he is wrong about that. And that is scary, my friends. That is scary. It is a scary, scary thought. Yep. There's been so many times where I've been riding in these streams and stuff like that, and I'll be listening to this playlist that I've been putting together for cruising, and I'll start like singing the lyrics or rapping the lyrics depending on what genre happens to be playing at any given time, and it'll instantly mess me up, and it will like take away from the outputs that I can be putting into my fingers. Like my mouth takes some of the bandwidth of my potential output, and it'll instantly mess me up, and I'll almost crash. And then I'll laugh at myself and my stupid foolishness, excitement for wanting to sing. So I got to make sure not to do that too often. I think that'll be a good protection against any copyright strikes that I get for singing songs. So if I try to sing, it'll mess me up. I'm surprised that talking is not messing me up more than it is. I seem to be able to handle writing and talking pretty well at the same time. Oh, I love these frickin' corners. Love them. Love these corners. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Oh, just hang off that rear brake. Hang off it. Hang off the rear brake. Yes, man. Just hang off that rear brake. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. We want the funk. We want the funk. We want the funk. Do you want the funk? I want the funk. I want to stop singing so I can focus on this. Oh yes. Oh yes, that was a good corner. I saw this other good idea in that Spiegel book, the upper half of the motorcycle. I saw another good idea about a mistake counter that some guys sort of install on their bikes. Some guys install lap counters, right, for endurance racing, just like a little like thumb counter, like you press a little button with your thumb and it just counts up, right, sort of like an odometer type of thing. But some people use it to count their mistakes. I thought that was a brilliant idea. They explained it pretty well, where like you're not really counting your mistakes, right? But you're trying to make yourself conscious of each mistake that you make. So every time you make a mistake, you press the button, and then it counts that mistake. But what you're really doing, as I said, you're becoming conscious of it, right? So if you notice that all of a sudden you're making way more mistakes than usual, or way less mistakes than usual, if you're pressing that button more or less than you normally would be, then you can be sure that you're like starting to get tired and should probably start slowing it down or just stopping altogether, right, and taking a break. But another thing that he talked about was that method can make you start it can make you start to recognize smaller and smaller mistakes. So as you become more and more conscious of the bigger mistakes and start to sort of fix them over time, then your mind is able to recognize smaller and smaller mistakes until the mistakes that you're accounting for are so small. Wow, that's a tight corner. Like I would press the mistake button for that corner right there. It was not very smooth. But you start to recognize smaller and smaller mistakes until you get to the point where an uninformed observer wouldn't recognize that you're making any mistakes at all. And that's to the point where you're getting to the top level MotoGP riders who are making mistakes that are costing them hundredths of seconds rather than full seconds or tenths of seconds or something like that. And then you're a fucking virtuoso, as Spiegel puts it. A virtuoso rider. That's a beautiful word. A virtuoso on a motorcycle. Yep. Yep. A virtuoso. Beautiful word. Beautiful. We got some Lose Yourself to Dance by Daft Punk playing right now. For all y'all at home. Whoa. I'm in Florida right now, and this Hurricane Lee is coming on up. And it's looking to be pretty bad. Hurricane Idalia just hit my area pretty recently. That one wasn't very bad. Not for my more inland area, at least. But this Hurricane Lee looks like it's shaping up to be pretty severe. So I'm keeping my eye on that one. Ooh, going too fast there. That would be a button on the mistake counter. Ooh, as with that. Let's just sit back and cruise. Just cruise. Man, fucking no one watches this game on Twitch. Sweat, lose yourself, dance. I love the curves on this road. Very nice. Oh. As I go over the median. It's so strange how being conscious of something really messes you up. There's definitely, I was talking about flow earlier, there's definitely an ideal mix of flow and consciousness that you need to straddle when you're on a motorcycle. So Such a complex activity. I do love these corners though, my gosh. Perfect sharpness, it's all flat and not having to worry about running into guardrails and stuff like that. It's really nice. I hope my mumbled speech is getting picked up by this mic. I'm gonna have to watch this stream over and see if my speech is not legible, but understandable at this low volume, this low mumbled volume. Oh, I've got some good Kaytranada playing in my headphones right now. He's another amazing artist, pretty close up there with Philo, Flying Lotus, in my opinion. Amazing musician. Kaytranada. Nada means something. Nada means nothing in Spanish. I wonder if Kaytra has some meaning in another language. I wonder where he got the name Kaytranada. Beautiful road. Beautiful road. I think I'm getting a little bit too flowy right now, so I'm gonna try to bump up the consciousness a little bit. Pay more attention to my focal point. Pay a bit more attention to the stopping distance and the openness of the road. And try to elevate my attention a little bit. Stop that flow from coming in too hot. Love this road though. Oh my gosh. This is the Australia one, I think. New Zealand maybe. I should definitely know the difference between those flags, but I don't think I do off the top of my head. I want to say Australia is the Union Jack up in the upper left, and it's got a few stars in the blue section. I don't know what New Zealand looks like though. Maybe it's the same, but just like a slight variation on the stars. Look that up real quick. Australia. So that's got white stars and a Union Jack. New Zealand. And that's got a Union Jack with red stars. So that is correct. Very cool. Okay. Let's get going. one love, one love, one love. One love, one love, one love, one love. Stay strong. Oh, man. Hard up front. What up, son, whatever. Alright. Let's go on this $1 million highway. I don't know why they didn't put the Dragon's Tail in this freaking game. That would have been so cool, man. How are you gonna do the $1 million highway and not the Dragon's Tail? I've never heard of the $1 million highway. I hear the Dragon's Tail all the time. That would have been such a cool map. I wonder if it's too long or something. I don't know. I want to start making track mods for GP bikes, man. I want to, but learning Blender, that's gonna take so much freaking time. I want to. I waste enough time, you know, I waste enough time. Just gotta learn shit, you know. I want to make a Targa Florio map, which would take forever, but it would be so freaking awesome. I want to make a Dragon's Tail mod. I want to make mountain road mods. That would be so awesome. Just like miles and miles and miles. Man, I can barely see. I can barely see right now. I should be going slower. Getting a bit tired too. I've been going to sleep earlier lately. I'm going to sleep around like 12:30 or 1. I'm getting a little bit tired right now. Just take that into consideration. Don't be trying to set any land speed records or anything out there. Don't be setting any land speed records. I should not be trying to set any land speed records while I'm out there. Just keep it cool, keep it slow. Keep it chill. Keep it chill. Just do your curves, do your turns. Look. Keep that left finger on that rear brake. And cruise. Don't set any land speed records while you're out there. I don't want to be setting any land speed records. Nope, that's not me. Not setting any land speed records while I'm out here. Nope. Not gonna be doing that. Not setting any land speed records while I'm out here. That's not me. Gotta make sure not to sing the lyrics to the song's phone right now. It's got its own dangers. Man, I'm mumbling. I hope this mic is picking this up. Oh, that's a nice corner. Man, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go back to Isle of Man. I love that game so much. Can get on my old Yamaha R6, go around the island. Get off this monster of a 1000cc bike. I do enjoy riding it, but it does still feel just a little tad out of my league. Ooh. Still a little bit unruly. Goodness gracious, the paper. What the cash at? What the stash at? To a clip. Oh shit. That's what happens when I sing. That's what happens when I sing. I almost fucking crash. I just can't sing. I love singing, but I can't be doing it. It's gonna get me killed. It's gonna get me fucking killed. Don't be singing. I'm gonna be able to pay attention to what the bike's doing. Paying attention to the music. With this cruise playlist that I've been putting together, I might have to take off like the best songs in it. Because when they come on, I pay attention to the song more than I do to my own writing. They're just that fucking good. Alright. Alright, last one of this cycle. I started out in Portugal. Is that in Portugal? What's the green and red flag? Italy. Yeah, obviously. Last one in Italy. What is Portugal's flag? Ah, they're red and yellow, I think. Kind of like the Spanish flag. But it's a different stripe. Portugal. No, they're green and red too. No white though. Okay. Okay. I love this mic. I love having a mic. This is awesome. It's a podcast. This is totally a fucking podcast. I'm gonna start a fucking podcast. There's been a couple of people that I've talked to recently that I wanted to do a podcast with. That is cool. Okay. of you, what's it gonna be? Ooh. No singing. I gotta stop singing. It doesn't go well. Anytime I try to sing, it doesn't go well. I wish I could. I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it, but I can't. And I don't want to practice. If it's a developed skill, I don't want to practice it. Because I'm gonna fucking crash. I'm gonna fucking crash. Gonna fucking crash. Yum, yum. Man, I really want to tune the suspension on this thing. I'm gonna read that book. I got a whole book just on tuning suspension recently. I am gonna read that. And I'm gonna learn how suspension works. And I'm gonna do it. I'm sure I could make money in the real world just from that skill. And on top of that, it's going to make these streams a lot easier, I'm sure. Knowing how to tune suspension. The bike, the motorcycle as an instrument is such a fucking interesting concept. Oh my gosh. Tuning bikes like you tune an instrument, right? Holy shit. So interesting. You tune a car too. Cars would be instruments in the same respect, but it's something about bikes, man. They are instruments. One of the very cool things, I used to play saxophone a good bit back when I was in middle school, and one of the very interesting things about this Xbox Elite controller with the paddles on the bottom is that the paddles feel a lot like the buttons on saxophones, right? The buttons are very long, and they're shaped very, very similar to the paddles that you get on Xbox Elite controllers. And so with saxophones, you don't have any real, like continuous inputs like you have with triggers and thumbsticks and stuff like that. But the paddles really got me. Oh, I cannot be listening to this song right now. Way too complex. Stop. Okay. Perfect. It really. What was that song? Oh yeah, it got me thinking about how it feels getting better at this game with this controller, and it really, really is starting to feel like I'm playing an instrument with this controller while I'm getting better at these motorcycle games. It's very, very cool. And that just gets back to that whole virtuoso thing, You got a virtuoso violin player, virtuoso piano player. No one talks about virtuoso riders. It's a beautiful, beautiful concept. That's a fact. fast. I'm going way too fast. Chill, chill. Rear brake. Rear brake. Hold that rear brake. Okay. Smooth. Smooth. Smooth up the hill. Smooth. Beautiful. Smooth. 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 Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Do I want to do any more? It's late. It's 12:15. Nah, I'm gonna shut off. I will most definitely be back on doing this again tomorrow. I loved this. This was very, very fun. I'm meant to be holding the mic, man. That is me. All right. That's it. Done for the day. Done for the day. Good ride. Good ride. Good talk. Oh, I'm tired though. That was 2 hours. That was awesome. All right. Okay. I will. I'll see you guys later. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down in the comments section below. Um, dislike if you want to dislike. Uh, what else is there? Let's take a look at YouTube. What can people do? What can people do? Download the video if you want. Um, you know. Oh, give me a thanks if you want. I'm gonna be getting a Patreon at some point here. I Based off my track record so far, I doubt I'll be getting any donations, but the possibility is always there. Save the video if you want, clip it if you want, don't report it. I wouldn't appreciate a report, but show the transcript of it if you want. I don't know if that's going to be available on here. Expand the description bar. I've been putting a lot of, if you want like sort of commentary for the first 55 days that I did this, I put little journals in the descriptions and as a pinned comment in each video. So sort of walk through my learning process in those journals. If you wanna see what I've been learning so far, you don't have to watch the whole video. You can just like read the journal. I may keep doing that. I may not, since I'm speaking now. And yeah, check out my Twitter, Kevin Heslop. I make art. I upload the art to Twitter. I also upload it to my community tab on YouTube. You can buy it if you want. Get in touch with me any way you think is appropriate on Twitter, in the comments, on YouTube, whatever. You can buy my art if you want. I work hard on it. I don't make it too often, but if people were buying it, I might make a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'll be streaming tomorrow morning, no doubt. No doubt. All right. Farewell, everybody.